Good evening everyone, I hope you're doing fantastically today. Recently I've been poo-pooing a lot of trends and I've created very big problems with very little solution. Today I'd like to share with you some solutions to the problems I've created, as it is the responsible thing to do. To all of you that sent me messages on Instagram and have sent messages in the comments section wishing me well for my arm, thank you eternally. I can feel it getting better just from the well wishes. Thank you honestly for that. For today's video, I wanted to give you some exceptions to the rules I've created. The rules being, do not wear these trends because they're ugly. I got a lot of comments from you in my last videos saying, oh no, I've been wearing this for ages, oh no, this is my favourite thing ever. And honestly, don't let anyone, not on the internet, not in real life, and especially not me, tell you what to wear, what not to wear, what's nice, what's not nice, etc, etc. I can give my opinion, which I will, because I quite enjoy doing that actually. Here are some cool versions of bad trends. First bad trend, red. I think I've actually said quite a lot how much I dislike this. However, there's exceptions to every rule, and this is no exception to that. My first exception is red socks. I do quite like red socks and a black shoe. I quite like red socks and then some kind of ballet flat or maybe a Birkenstock Boston where the red is peeping out a little bit. The thing that I don't like is when you have red and it's only the accessories. So you've got red socks plus a red bag plus red bows in your hair. That's a bit comical to me. It's almost like a costume. Save it for Halloween, we can dress up as bad trends. It's like a bit cheesy. But yes, I do like red socks. I actually have a pair of walking socks that I call my Spider-Man socks because the design on them is rather like Spider-Man. So nothing particularly intelligent there. I think the thing that I like about it is that it's not in your face. It's just this design that's slightly red. Maybe. If you have red and it's not the main thing, for example, you have red lining around something, red seams or a red design. I actually saw this image of a bathing suit from Nautica, a blue bathing suit. The piping or the seam was coloured in red and I really like that. Red is not the main event. Similarly to this, if you have a more extravagant feature and make red the secondary item, that makes red look quite cool. For example, if you're using spots or stripes, the main event is the spot or the stripe. The colour would be red, and I feel like in that situation your eyes are more drawn to the fact that you've got a stripe and that you've got two alternating colours rather than the fact that one of those colours is red. Another thing that I like, the complete opposite to what I've just been saying, I like red on red. I like it when you double down on it. To be honest, with any trend in general, I like people to commit. If you're going to go for it, don't do a half-hearted effort. You have to actually Mrs. Claus this thing. A red sock and a red shoe or full red outfit. I really like that. It's courageous. If Mermaid Man went around in a white t-shirt and jeans, he wouldn't be as popular as if you were wearing purple Speedos with his initials on his belt. Final thing, if you do all the accessories in red and then the rest of the outfit isn't red, it looks like you're trying too hard. Chill out a sec, take a minute. It's not that serious. Calm down. Next thing I have professed to hating is the sandwich method. Before we start this section, tell me in the comments, what's your favourite sandwich? I'll wait. Again, it's not that serious. I think with all of these things, I just think they're too serious. People take it too seriously. I think people just need to calm down. Like, stop drawing so much attention to it in yourself. You're not that important. The sandwich method falls into that category, unfortunately. Again, there's exceptions to every rule, and I shall give you my exceptions to this rule. The rule being never wear the sandwich method. I don't like it in colour. I like outfits to feel a bit more effortless. All of the ways that I would do the sandwich method would be a lot softer. The first thing I might do is sandwich the visual weight of the outfit. So you may have baggy bread and a small filling, big tiger bread baguette, and then a little bit of I can't believe it's not butter in the middle. For example, a whole baggy outfit in your clothing and then a tiny little dainty bag and tiny little dainty shoes. That's quite sweet, I think. Another thing that I quite like is sandwiching masculine items and feminine items. Many exceptions to many rules. Let me preface, well, it's not really a preface anymore. None of these are rules. Again, don't let anyone tell you what to wear, especially not me, especially not on the internet. I fear everyone professes to knowing everything but knows very little about anything. The internet is subjective. Everyone sees a different internet. You see your own internet. I guess that's the joy of cookies, isn't it? The joy of cookies and the algorithm. My favourite at the moment being an Anzac biscuit. You should try them. Very good. But anyway, the exception, I think, to the colour rule is if your colours are neutral. For example, sandwiching a cream and a brown, a black and a navy, a white and a black. That I do quite like. There's just nothing quite so in your face about any of the colours in it. Similarly to colour, if you're sandwiching pattern, this is more of a you're committing to the outfit kind of thing. I do quite like it if you have two sandwiched patterns, stripes on top and stripes on the bottom. That's the kind of outfit that you'd see on Instagram. I feel like you wouldn't see normal people wearing it, but you do see it on Instagram and you think, okay, yeah, they're cool. That's what I think anyway. Next thing that I think is quite cool in the sandwich method is double denim. Canadian tuxedo, if you will. Thoroughly enjoy it. It's a classic and everyone enjoys the classic. Sometimes all you want is a cheese toasty. Maybe a little bit of Marmite. Next on my list is skirt atop a pant. I've said again that this is something that I do not particularly enjoy, mainly because it's just not something I would wear. However, there are versions of this that I think I could possibly dabble in. I quite like it when you have the skirt and the pant are the same colour. They look like they're a matching set. They're not necessarily a matching set, but they look like they could be. So for example, you have a black skirt and black trousers. In general, anywhere where the skirt and the pant look like they match, I could do that. Similarly with that matching style, if the skirt and the top match, i.e. a dress, I do quite like a dress atop a pant. There's not quite so many moving parts. It's not quite so complicated. I think what I don't like is when you have like a massive frilly skirt that doesn't really match your bottoms, that doesn't really match your top. Every single item is this massive, complicated, fancy, hyper trendy item, and they just don't all quite mesh together. I like the simplicity of having a dress over a skirt. It's still one item. It's like just having a long top over your trousers. A dress is essentially an overdramatic top. Something else that I quite like with skirt over pants is if you don't make it feminine. I don't like bloquette core, really hyper girly frilly skirt, and then bloke everywhere else. I think it looks a bit odd. It doesn't all mesh together. The contrast is too high. Final bad trend is sportswear and wearing sportswear out and about, not to do sports other than lounging about in your house with. Obviously wearing joggers, lounging around your house is fine. Wearing joggers, doing sports is fine. Wearing joggers out and about is also fine, of course it is. It's just not something that I particularly enjoy. For example, the football jerseys, the Adidas track pants paired with like a nice top. We're changing convention and I like things to stay the same. Note here, this is a non-political video. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. In the fashion sense, I like to conform to convention, unfortunately. And I think with this, to me, it just looks bizarre. You know what? Actually, scrap that. I don't like convention. I do actually like unconventional things because I find them very interesting. What I don't like is when you make the unconventional thing conventional. I've seen this way of styling sportswear so often that it has become conventional. And I think that that's what I don't like. I like uniqueness and things to be unconventional if it's genuinely unconventional and you have created it and you are the only one doing it. That's what I like. When it's supposedly unconventional, everyone sees it and does it because it makes us think we are unique, but really everyone else is doing it as well. That's what I don't really like. So instead, I would wear the sporty item in a sporty way, but out and about. So instead of trying to dress up your Adidas trackies or dress up whatever sporting item you choose to wear, instead of dressing it up to go out, wearing it with a free brows, don't bother dressing it up. Just go out in it. I think that's what I like. Another thing also is I don't like that all of these items look hyper new, trendy. With sporting items, they're supposed to look worn in. You know, you do sports in them traditionally. Because people are dressing up in them and just going out to get a coffee in them, they don't have that worn in look. I miss that. Not necessarily vintage, but just worn in. There's a slight fade to it because it's been in the washing machine too many times. I like that look. So I actually found an example scrolling through Pinterest, as I profess to hating doing, but continue to do as I've made it my mission to make this an educational podcast. I found two people wearing the exact same outfit that is completely new, that you wouldn't have seen anywhere else, but they're wearing the same thing as each other. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea how to describe that and that makes no sense, so I'll just show you the two pictures. That's what I kind of mean by going against convention, but it ending up being the same as everyone else. Instagram core is a thing. There is an aesthetic and there are people who group into that, and I think that that's just what I don't like. Unfortunately, I think dressing up sporty items is the epitome of Instagram core, which is actually unfortunate for me because I wear a lot of like sweaters and stuff. The thing that I like about them is that they're all worn in and a bit like shaggy. Nothing's new. It's like what Syndrome said in The Incredibles. He's going to make everyone super so that no one is.
And when everyone's super, no one will be.
That's what I feel like is happening with the trends at the moment. Everyone is following these unique trends so that they're no longer unique. What a great analogy. Well done. Pat on the back. And that, my dear children, is everything that we have time for today. I really hope that you like this video. Please don't take me seriously. Don't listen to anything that I say, in fact. Do what makes you happy. Wear what makes you happy. I love you eternally. Please follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I am on there. So much love, all the love in the world. I love you so much. Love, love, love. I love you and thank you for all the well wishes on my arm. It's a bit green now. That's a freckle, actually.